Another thing that happened on Dynamite, something that really, sort of, kind of predicted, kind of didn't, kind of did, up to you to decide. But the Pinnacle and, most importantly, MJF turned their back on Wardlow. Now, two things was going to happen once they announced that Scorpio Sky was defending his TNT Championship against Wardlow on Dynamite. One of two things was going to happen. Either Wardlow was going to run over Scorpio Sky and become the new TNT Champion, or someone was going to cost Wardlow his chance at becoming TNT Champion on Dynamite. And that's exactly what happened. Because this past Wednesday night, Wardlow was on the road, on the fast track, on the fast lane to becoming the champ. There was absolutely no chance in hell. Nobody in that arena and nobody watching at home believed that Scorpio Sky, as talented as he is in that ring, was going to walk out of Dynamite with the TNT title if it was a straight up one-on-one encounter. We were all just waiting for that powerbomb symphony, which was going to end with the 1, 2, 3, and the man known as Wardlow defeating Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. Now, that didn't happen. Because, of course, MJF, being the prick that he is, and the leader of the Pinnacle, was not going to allow that to happen. He was not going to allow his employee, the man that he brought to AEW, have gold around his waist before he did. Maxwell Jacob Friedman does not operate in that way. And you can bet your ass, you can bet your bottom dollar, your last dollar, that next week on Dynamite, MJF is most likely going to say the line that everybody out there has said it. I brought you into this world, and I can take you out. And it's a fact. MJF did bring Wardlow into this world. And over the past few months, it's been clear as day. When MJF ever talks about Wardlow, whenever Wardlow seemed like he was turning on MJF, Maxwell brought up the fact that Wardlow didn't have a contract with All Elite Wrestling. He had a contract with Friedman himself. So it's going to be interesting to see how they turn that into actual real storytelling in this feud, in this rivalry. But make no mistake about it, this is a genius move. Like I said it last week. Because Wardlow is a machine. Wardlow has been portrayed as a machine on AEW for far too long. And now, this machine, this power bomb monster, he gets a chance to face off against one of the biggest stables, one of the most hated stables in AEW. And now he gets his chance to tear them to pieces, starting with the chairman himself, Sean Spears. You got FTR, and you got Tully Blanchard. And of course, we're 2 months away, so MJF is not going to face Wardlow head on. Not right now, not yet. No. Speaking of machines, it wouldn't be too bad of an idea for MJF to bring Brian Cage into the fold to act as father and to stop him from getting to him on the road to Double or Nothing, much like MJF had Wardlow do to CM Punk on the road to Revolution. Wrestling, much like life, is a cycle. It all comes around. And now eventually Wardlow will get his hand on MJF and the fans will go crazy for that. But Wrestling 101 dictates you tease them first. Wrestling 101 dictates you make us, the fans, wait for that. We want We need to want it. We need to need this to happen. And MJF is the biggest heel in professional wrestling today, so I mean, everything here is building up to one of the biggest moments in AEW. Now, the question here is, which of one of these two men, MJF or Wardlow, is going to walk out first, or rather, become AEW World Champion first? Because I said it here, my plan was for MJF to become World Champion at Double or Nothing. I wanted him to beat CM Punk at Revolution, and that put him very much first in line to challenge Hangman Page, I believe in Vegas, during May. That didn't happen. Tony Khan had a different idea, and now it seems like we're building to Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole in a rematch at Double or Nothing, or maybe somebody else, and we're going to have MJF versus Wardlow at that pay-per-view. But make no mistake about it, one of these two men, Wardlow or MJF, is going to end the year as AEW World Champion. And if you ask me, that still has to be MJF, because if you have MJF be the baddest, the most hated, the most revolting heel champion out there, and then you have a returning Omega be a babyface against that, Kenny Omega versus MJF for the AEW World Championship, that's going to light the company up on fire. It's going to stick a rocket straight to that company, straight for entertainment, and that's something I can't wait. Wardlow, we'll see what happens with that man in the coming weeks, in the coming months, and I could not be more excited for what's going to happen there. But what do you think? Who do you think walks out first as AEW World Champion, MJF or Wardlow? Who do you think? What do you think is going to happen with this feud in the next coming weeks? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below.